Rockies and Braves. The Braves, again, owners of the best record in baseball at 24-10, way out in front in the National League East. Well, I think anybody who's seen the Rockies know the Rockies are vastly improved this year, and here's just some of the evidence. Wins, 14 versus 6 at the same period last year. Every category, the Rockies are much better. But you know what? The guys in the dugout, the guys in the clubhouse, the guys in the front office, they don't care about last year. This is a new team. This is a new regime as we check in downstairs with Spilly.
Yeah, there's no question, Drew. I mean, when you think about what the Rockies did this offseason, one of the big changes was changing the front office. Paul DePodesta comes in, and even though we've seen it now for about a month, you think back to last year, it took the Rockies 60 games to get 10 wins. This year, it took them 25 to get to 10. And so Paul DePodesta earlier today was asked, put an assessment down for the month of April.
I think we're certainly encouraged by a lot of what's going on, but at the same time, far from satisfied. You know, I think there are a lot of things we know we can do better, and that we're going to work to continue to get better. But all in all, I think sort of a positive first month.
A lot of positives, especially when you consider the players that the Rockies have brought in. We talk about Troy Johnston all the time. Jake McCarthy's been fantastic. TJ Rumfield, Tyler Freeman from the season ago. We're starting to see the fruits of the labor from a front office that also includes something that is a little bit groundbreaking. We've been talking about it a lot with Alon Leichman and their pitching staff. The suggestion works, really does. And so the Rockies are going to look to bounce back today. It'll be Kyle Freeland on the mound. Spencer Strider's coming in to make his season debut for the Atlanta Braves. The Rock Show is up next.
Awesome. Kyle Freeland has made that jump onto the Coors Field playing service many a time now over the last decade. And now the mini sprint to the mound as he'll oppose the Atlanta Braves for the 11th time in his career. Let's take a look at the lineup for Walt Weiss this afternoon. Mauricio Dubon will lead things off. Then it's Drake Baldwin. He had a huge night last night, drove in 4. Ozzie Albies, he has torn the cover off the baseball against left-handed pitching. Matt Olson, he's homered in each of the first 2. He has 299 career home runs. Austin Riley showing signs of coming out of a season-long funk. He had a homer last night. Eli White is in there. Jonah Heim again behind the plate. Jorge Mateo and Jose Azocar, who is up because of the injury to Ronald Acuna, who was placed on the injured list with the hamstring strain.
Well, 5th start of the season. A reminder that Kyle missed about 15 days with the arm, and then he's able to come back. And you know, that start in Cincinnati hurt a little bit by the defense. That didn't allow him to go deeper into the ball games. But how about this? The Rockies are 31-17 when Free starts at home in his career.
That's a marvelous record. 0-1 on Dubon.
Yeah, during the daytime. So it's 646 win percentage.
646?
Yeah.
Wow.
He wants to turn the tables a little bit on Atlanta. They've had his number in his career. He has a 5.93 ERA lifetime against Atlanta. His last 4, that ERA is over 7. There's good weak contact. Willie Harris sets his feet. Dubon is out by a comfortable margin to begin the ball game. Here's the Rockies in their purple tops. Defensively, Mickey Moniak will be in left. Jake McCarthy will get the start in center. Troy Johnston is in right. Tovar and Julian up the middle. Castro, again, as you just saw, for Karros at third. TJ is at first. And Brett Sullivan, who DH'd yesterday, is behind the plate. Goody, as in Hunter Goodman, is in the lineup. He'll be the DH today. Breaking balls, a strike on Drake Baldwin. You know, there was a period of time last year, boys, where Baldwin was not playing against lefties. And then as the season wore on, they realized he needs to play against left-handed pitching. And he ultimately won the Rookie of the Year. And Spilly, that was a big deal because they got a supplemental first-round pick because they had him on the roster from day one.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about what the Braves did, they took a chance. You saw Sean Murphy get hurt in spring training.
This is to Tovar, and he'll throw out Drake Baldwin. So good weak contact. Keep going.
But that's the thing about this new, you know, the getting a compensation pick and really kind of allowing younger players to get to the big leagues without having to worry about manipulating service time. because it benefits an organization. And if he didn't do well, he could have optioned him down in May or June, and he's still fine.
And it benefits the player too.
Yeah,
I think that's a big thing too. Now players don't feel like, well, I'm going to get shafted on this.
There's a high riding fastball, 0-1 on Ozzie Albies. Albies riding a 14-game hitting streak.
Two of the longest hit streaks in the league going in today's game.
Yeah, Mickey's got a 15-gamer.
Since Vargas had his snapped yesterday, 0 for 4. What a story, though. Ildemaro.
I love that. I mean, I think Ildemaro's 34, and you know, a long career as a journeyman. This is a front foot pop-up. That's a marvelous start for Freeland. 3 miss-hit baseballs, 8 pitches. Get to the dugout, get going offensively. Back in a moment. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Edouard Juliet against right-handed pitching. He's been a fixture in Top Warren Schaefer's lineup. Mickey Moniak with the aforementioned 15-game hitting streak will bat second. Hunter Goodman and Mickey Moniak both with 9 home runs each. Then it's Rumfield, Johnston, Castro, Brett Sullivan, Ezekiel Tovar, and Jake McCarthy against Spencer Strider. Strider, the 27-year-old, born in Ohio, went to high school in Knoxville, college at Clemson. First start of the year. And one of the things we'll be looking at naturally, Jeff Houston, is where is he working velocity-wise?
Well, because, you know, last year was 95.5. You go back to 2023 when he was winning all those games, he was 97.2.
First pitch came in at 93. And that pitch was cut on it at 96, 1-1. He has added, Ryan Spilborghs, he used to be pretty much, here's the heater, good luck. Oh, I have a dirty slider also, and an occasional changeup. He's added a curveball.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to make sure his velocity isn't the first thing that he has to worry about. So adding a curveball, they're going to challenge this one.
The catcher's challenging the call.
That was the curveball, so the first challenge of the game. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Play the dramatic music, and that one goes in favor of Baldwin and the Braves. So that swing count, instead of 2-1 favoring the hitter, it goes 1-2 favoring the pitcher.
And you can see on the AutoNation Subaru pitchcast kind of why Eddie thought it was, and the umpire thought it was a ball.
So he's up to 97 already. Looks like the arm's pretty good.
Oh, I mean, he's coming, last year he was coming back from internal brace surgery. He already had Tommy John in college, and this year he's been slowed down by an oblique strain, so I wouldn't expect the 99s yet.
That's just off the plate. 2-2.
Well, remember, even last year he had a hammy that he missed, what, 4 to 6 weeks on.
Yeah, interesting at 27, and Spilly just went over his medical history. Basically 2 Tommy John surgeries. 3-2. Good take.
That's a great take.
That's what Julien does. Lowest chase rate in baseball, believe it or not, slightly lower than Juan Soto.
But he doesn't do the shuffle, though.
Don't do the shuffle, but whatever works for you.
That's right.
So here we go, 3-2. That ball line foul into Seeks down the left field line. Crowd of about 1,400 shy of 40,000 last night. Looks like it's going to be a real good Sunday afternoon crowd as well. Good take, and that's ball 4. Where he went to a slider, 3-2, and Julien earned a trip to first base.
Well, we've been talking about Spencer Strider's stuff. StatCast is powered by Google Cloud. Here's the pitch velocities for his separate pitches. So the curveball will make a lot more sense when you see it because it's at 95 miles an hour as a four seam. Now you got a curveball at right around 78. So close to a 20 mile an hour difference between the four seam and that curveball.
Ooh, Mickey got one on the barrel, but he was underneath, and It's caught in left field by Eli White. So Moniak retired, one gone, and that'll bring up Hunter. How many times, Billy, you come back to the dugout in your career, and maybe to the average person just looking in, it looks like a pop-up, and you go, man, I just missed that.
You fail 70% of the time if you're really good.
That was out over the plate, fouled off, out of play down the right field line by Goodman.
I'm with you, Drew. That was a prime example of it. You know, people in the stands go, no, yeah, just a lazy pop up to left field. But you could hear the sound of that coming off the bat, that it was just a grain or two.
He had one in Cincinnati, would have tied up the ball game. He flew out the center to end the ball game, and I mean, he missed it by half a grain. Talking about Hunter, actually. Julian dives back in. Eddie's 2 out of 4 swiping bases. He's counseled by Doug Bernier. That's a strike. Good swing.
There's a 97.
He's had a couple of those. One of the numbers I'm looking up on the board is, you know, Spencer Strider's known for his induced vertical break, and league average is 16. We know at Coors Field, the average induced vertical break on a four-seam fastball is 12.5. So you're about 20% lower.
Julian takes off, swung on and missed, throw to second, did not get Julian. There are 2 outs.
They're going to take a peek at this. I mean, just looking at the replay, but they're going to say that he was in there. I was just a little concerned. The slide, he gets in, but then watch him pop up the bag just for a second. That's what I was concerned with.
Well, they're not going to challenge.
I know they're not, but this is why now you always have to keep that tag applied.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
thank
close,
you.
yeah.
I mean,
Fortunately, they did not challenge.
We talk about this every time we see that play. I mean, the spirit of the rule was not meant for those type of sliding tags.
Yeah, that is absolutely a fact. But there's been no amendment to the said rule. 1 ball, 1 strike on Rumfield. Rockies overall have had their moments, like all teams do, where they don't hit with runners in scoring position, but again, the body of work so far, one of the better teams with runners in scoring position this year. 2-1
in the 270s. Not many chances last night, 0 for 4 last night, but Chris Sale was Chris Sale last night.
And there's evidence that I'm not lying to all of you. 6th in baseball, Braves #1. The all-important category of hitting with runners in scoring position. Now it's 3-1 on Rumfield. Rockies, the way they constructed the lineup today for Warren Schaefer, they have 4 lefties in a row. Rumfield, Johnston, Castro's a switch hitter, and then Brett Sullivan. 3-1. And that is a base hit. Around third is Julian. He'll score easily, and the Rockies get that 2-out knock to take an early 1-0 lead. Attaboy, TJ Rumfield.
So good to see on many levels. First for TJ, but then also getting that first knock against Spencer Strider. You know, fastball up, didn't particularly hit it hard, but enough that he was able to hit it right over the head. That's an easy trot home after the stolen base too.
This is down the line, just foul. Johnston got the barrel out and ripped that pitch.
I mean, for me, the inning started with Julian's great at bat to lead off the game. Lead off walk, fought off some pitches.
And then TJ got himself in a hitter's count. May not have blistered it, but got himself a knock, and the Rockies have that early lead.
Yeah, and especially against a team that has already beat you in the first 2 games.
And has outscored the Rockies since inning number 1 on Friday night, 17-1.
Yeah, and so that's why you take, the early good ABs.
Kid at the plate, Huey always seems to have good ABs. That's Troy Johnston.
He's just really comfortable since coming over from Miami, knowing he's going to be in the lineup virtually every day too.
But he earned that right.
Right.
This kicks away from Jonah Heim for a moment.
So this is interesting. So it kicked away from Jonah Heim, but by the time he went to pick it up, it was too late. He wanted to challenge that pitch.
And now Walt is going to converse with the crew chief, Bill Miller. And Bill,
I was going to say it was too late. And I get why Jonah Heim didn't challenge it immediately. He had to go get the ball first, but by that time, that 2-second window had already closed.
And what we don't know, what we're not privy to, and Spilly, you're obviously a lot closer than us, is he racing to get the baseball yelling, hey, I want to challenge, I want to challenge. Obviously, he can't pat his helmet at the same time.
No, but right after he gets here, that's when he pats his helmet. So 1001, 1002, 1003.
Right, but that's too long. But
Yeah.
I'm saying, is there any verbalization prior to that? That's a walk. So now the Rockies have 2 on. And Willie Castro coming up with a run already in.
You can see Spencer Strider is fighting his mechanics right now. Everything is up.
I love this version of the Rockies that makes pitchers work. Too often in the past, we've seen 2, quick at bats and the largest chase rate in baseball. And now you're seeing 2 walks in the first inning.
Kind of that, pass the baton that we verbalize a lot in the game. But I think also too, Spencer Strider making his first start of the 2026 season today. He's got to be amped up a little bit, and they're making him work.
Willie Castro steps in. To your point, yeah, I'm sure Brett Pill, Jordan Pacheco, part of their hitters meeting today was, listen, this guy, this is start number 1 for him.
And
make him get in the zone.
Yeah, and to Billy's point, I think he is fighting his mechanics, but if you notice, a lot of the fastballs are up, and he's missing arm side.
This is pitch number 25.
Well, Spencer Strider, he said this when he first got to the big leagues. His perfect game, an ideal game for him, is 27 batters, 27 punch outs, 81 pitches.
That'd be a good outing.
Yeah, I think that'd be every pitcher's.
This is down the left field line, and it is out of play, fortunately. Usually, even for people that are optimists and confident individuals in whatever your avocation is, you're not going to go quite there. 1-2 on Castro, hitting .342 at home, and that's strike 3. So the Rockies get a marker in the first inning. The leadoff walk to Julian, cashed in with a 2-out single by TJ Rumfield. 1-0 Colorado.
Running a successful
Top 2, Rockies lead 1-0. Let's get you the Ford keys to the game. It's the home of the free, not the home of the Braves. We want Kyle Freeland to have a nice quality start. It's okay to be rude. Welcome Spencer Strider back and beat him up, and a little spring cleaning. Rockies need to be a little bit cleaner with their defense and not walking people from the pitching staff.
1-0 on Matt Olson, a homer Friday, a homer Saturday, sitting on 299 career home runs for the guy who plays every single day. 1-1. Olsen now moved past Sal Stewart for the National League lead in RBIs with 30. He's tied for the home run lead with the fellow by the name of Kyle Schwarber.
Schwarbaum. So first in the major league at extra base hits.
There's the home run leaders right now. And a couple of Rockies with 9 in Moniak and Goodman. Here's the 2-1. 2-2. Austin Riley waiting on deck.
Yeah, moved up a couple spots in the batting order.
Back to where you normally see him. 2-2, and that's rifled to right. Johnston trying to cut it off before the wall. It's still going to be a double.
Such a good hitter. Like, he doesn't ever pull off a pitch. Knuckle curveball. Thinking, okay, he'll pull off it, but I think that 6'5" frame and the little bit longer swing at times allows him to cover a bunch of pitches. 25th extra base hits. I mentioned a moment ago, you know, leading all of baseball in extra base hits. Just adds to that total. 14 doubles now for Matt Olson.
Wow, what a list.
Jose Ramirez.
A lot of good players on that list, shockingly. 0-1 on Riley, 0-2 on Riley. It's 1-2. Riley in the ball game yesterday hit a 2-run home run. He also had a walk and a stolen base. Threw out a couple of hits on Friday. He's slowly extracting himself from a large slump, especially for a guy as gifted as he is. 1-2, swung on a miss. Good job by Freeland getting the first out. It's also his first strikeout.
And that was a knuckle curveball. This year he's throwing about a quarter of the time.
I just like the location of that pitch too. Is, you know, see if he, some guys won't chase with the ABS system, but it looks appealing out there.
Eli White. Well, it just goes back to a topic we regularly visit, and that is, you know, hitting with 2 strikes, how difficult it is. So that's not a pitch he's going to offer probably early in the count, but with 2 strikes, he's like, is that going to spin back over the outside corner?
Difference for a hitter being ahead or behind.
Sure.
I mean, that it comes down to that. And we saw TJ ahead in the count for him. And what's he do? You know, he didn't hit that particularly hard, but it was a pitch that was he could handle.
Kyle touched the zone there. Kyle has one of the higher chase rates in baseball this year. Utilizing the changeup more, which can be a chase pitch.
Well, last year he only threw the changeup about 6% of the time, less than that, 5.9%.
2-1 on White, 2-2. That's, I don't know if it's an underrated aspect of how Kyle has pitched throughout his career and one of the reasons he's been so successful. But for a guy who has a, by velocity standards, a below average fastball, again, just by velo standards, he works on the inside part of the plate to righties as well as any lefty.
He knows that you have to still keep the hitters honest. You cannot just allow them to own the outer portion of the plate.
I mean, you see him go cutter in, Spiller. You see him go slider in.
Oh, you just, I mean, with stuff like that, you have to command all 4 quadrants. You just got to get in there.
So where he goes here, 2-2. There he goes. That's the one. Strikeout.
That was nasty.
That's probably going to be categorized as a sweeper. but it's gorgeous. Starts in the middle of the plate. By the time it ends, it was in an unhittable location in.
And you're right, Drew. It was categorized as a sweeper, 83 miles an hour. And just the bad swing from Eli White because of the pitch execution.
Now you have 2 outs. Olson still at second. Rockies up 1-0. Jonah Heim, switch hitting catcher. Second start behind the plate in this series for Heim. Started against Quintana on Friday. High fly ball deep left center field. And this one's gone. And is McCarthy okay? Yeah, I think McCarthy's all right. 2-run home run for Heim. That's his first of the year.
Just the 3rd home run Kyle has given up on the season. Oh, he caught this one out front on the knuckle curveball. Ouch. Tell if it was a hip, maybe a knee, shoulder, or a whole body.
His whole body.
This ball's ripped to left, and this ball is gone. Back-to-back home runs. Jorge Mateo with his 2nd of the year, and it's 3-1 Atlanta. I said it last night. This team's reminiscent of that team a couple of years ago that hit 1 million homers.
Well, you expect the usual guys to do that, but then when you're talking about the guy hitting his first one, Mateo his 2nd one of the season. This was a 4-seam fastball.
0-1 on Jose Azocar. The damage all with 2 outs.
Yeah, that gives Atlanta now 50 home runs.
Yankees leading the home run parade in Atlanta. That 23 team slugged .501. This is the deep short. Tovar sets his feet, high throw, and Rumfield caught it and stayed on the bag, or came down on the bag to end the inning. That .501 slugging by that 23 Braves team, a major league record. So the Braves go back to back. They lead 3-1.
If you believe.
Who wants tacos, fans? When the Rockies score 7 or more, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day. Do it between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special. Live Moss at Taco Bell. The Rockies find themselves down 3-1 after getting a run in the 1st inning. Brett Sullivan, batting 7th, will lead off. He takes a curveball for strike 1. Sullivan, Tovar, McCarthy. Again, first performance this year at the big league level for Spencer Strider, coming off an oblique injury.
He had 3 rehab appearances in the minor leagues, 12 2/3. Just 6 hits, couple runs, 18 strikeouts, 5 walks.
You know, for a role player, Brett's having the opportunity, Huey, to compile at bats here. He was in the lineup yesterday as a DH because of how well he's hit left-handed pitching. He was 1 for 4 last night against Chris Sale. The first 3 were against Sale. Keeps the AB alive there.
Well, and it's always key for the guy that, you know, more of a role player type, to when you can get, you know, maybe 18 at bats during the week, you just feel like, man, I'm so much better.
Oh yeah, if you can get 2 starts from your bench players every week, the curveball's nasty.
Yeah, it's an additional pitch that when you looked at Strider in the past, that was not part of his arsenal.
No, but now it is, and It's got good depth to it too on our AutoNation Subaru pitchcast.
You don't want to say this on a regular basis. You don't want to have a high punch out night or day, anytime. Tovar chases a slider off the plate, 0-1 last night. Again, Sale's going to punch tickets, but overall the Rockies struck out 13 times, 11 of those owned by Sale. This guy has been a strikeout artist like few others. In fact, in his first 50 starts, he struck out more hitters than any pitcher in the history of the game. Number 2 on that list, Doc Gooden. Give you some perspective.
Ooh. 12.38 K per 9 in his career.
And like we were saying about Spencer Strider, I mean, he mentally wants to strike you out. I mean, he's not looking to get 27 outs on 27 pitches. He wants 27 outs on 27 strikeouts on 81 pitches.
0-2, line drive to right. Good for Toby.
Good
Keep talking about him needing a result. This is hard to fathom in Coors Field, but Spilly, that snapped an 0 for 20 at 20th and Blake.
Yeah, he's been grinding, but notice where the pitch is. Inside out swing. We love seeing that from Tovar. He's grounded, head didn't move. Pitch a little bit low. That's what he handles the best.
I think he thought, I think the crowd thought, I think the dugout thought yesterday that he hit one out to dead center. He smashed a baseball in that direction. And what worked against him was May the 2nd.
The temperature?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, fast forward a week or two, and that ball's probably 8 rows up in center field. 1-0 on McCarthy. Riley creeps in at third. Two and 0. Jake's kind of quietly crept his numbers up. Batting average, OPS now above league average. 3-0 on McCarthy. Remember, 2 walks in the first inning for Strider.
Jake was starting a lot early on. They kind of backed off him a little bit, but now that he's playing again quite regularly, you know, he's kind of finding that rhythm as well.
That's a 4-pitch walk. So now a little traffic here with 1 out. And you flip back to the top of the order. Edouard Julien, who also walked. His first appearance against Strider. With that walk, he's now riding a 14-game on base streak. You hit a gap or a corner and the Rockies are going to be tied because Jake McCarthy can really go at first base.
Well, and he's also getting a bigger lead because of Matt Olson playing so far behind him, as he should, you know, with the runner at second base, but get a couple extra steps.
You can see the Scranton Cyclone flying around the bases.
Going back to his football days too.
Back to his football roots in Eastern PA. Billy did a cargo there, Julien.
His hand fell off the barrel. We're off. He got a little slippage on his bottom hand, so he couldn't control the barrel the way he wanted to. That's why he ends up smacking his bat. Come on. That happens on occasion.
Julian goes down on a curveball. It's been the best pitch, honestly, for Strider so far. 2 outs. Moniak coming up.
3 of his 4 strikeouts have been on that curveball.
Well, for Mickey Moniak during this hitting streak, check out where he's been spraying the baseball. Yes, he's hit 4 homers, pull side, but the singles and the doubles, you'll notice he's going line to line. And that's what's making it so impressive, is it's not just that he's pulling the baseballs, he's getting his hits opposite field.
The all-important first pitch goes in favor of Moniak, so it's 1-0 for Mickey. Pop up to left field his first time.
That Spencer's evolved somewhat as a pitcher, because it used to be not this many off-speed pitches.
2-0.
If it was a slider.
Yeah, and Spencer Strider, going back to his Clemson days, was a political science major, and he was a 3-time member of the all-academic ACC baseball team. He's very, very cerebral. Here's the 2-0. 3-0 on Moniak. And that can, you know, overall, that's always a good thing, right? But
yes,
sometimes with pitchers, sometimes they can get overly analytical.
Kind of overthink things.
Yeah.
I mean, I think every ball player does that numerous times.
Mickey second to, shockingly, Vargas in slugging in the National League. 3-2.
With all these off-speed pitches, you have no idea what he's going to throw in a hitter's count. And he's shying away from his fastball. So is this a 3-2 curveball, or is this where he's going to pop you with the fastball? That's why you never want to get off the fastball.
But you're right. It's like not sure what's going to be coming.
Three and two. And now the bases are loaded for Hunter Goodman. That's 4 walks. That'll bring Jeremy Hefner out of the dugout. And Huey, regardless of what happens going forward, first outing of the year, you know Walt and Jeremy Hefner are going to be cautious. He's already over 50 bullets.
Yes. So, I mean, I would guess first outing, it's going to be capped at 75, 80 maybe. You got the right man in the right spot coming up in Hunter. This is where you need one of those big blasts.
Well, the Rockies are the only team in baseball without a home run greater than a solo or 2-run shot. They've not hit a 3-run homer. They've not hit a grand slam. The only team in baseball. So it's 1-0 on Hunter, and the numbers are flabbergastingly great when Hunter gets a first pitch that's out of the zone. 2-0.
I mean, surely Strider's going to have to throw a challenge fastball at some point, correct?
I think so.
He's working backwards so far, right? Two-0. And he came with a heater. 2-1. Tovar at third, McCarthy at second, Moniak at first. 3-1. When you were at the plate, what did you remind yourself in this very situation?
Take a deep breath. He's the one in trouble. I think that's, you just got to really simplify it in your mind. Don't overswing.
Already it's the 6th time of 12 batters faced that Strider has gone to a 3-ball count at least, and he's walked 4. Got to make him pay. Here we go, 3-1. High fly ball to right. Playable for Zokar. So the Rockies will leave him loaded in the 2nd. We'll go to the 3rd. 3-1 Atlanta. Colorado Rockies baseball is presented by UC Health, the official healthcare partner of the Colorado Rockies. First pitch of inning number 3 is a breaking ball that's in there for strike 1 on the leadoff man Mauricio Dubon. He grounded to third his first time up. Braves up 3-1. They hit back-to-back home runs in the 2nd. 2-run shot by Jonah Hahn and a solo shot by Jorge Mateo. Dubon in the leadoff spot for the first time since the 23 season when he was playing for the Astros. Jake McCarthy. And with 1 out, that'll bring up Drake Baldwin.
I think the cool part about playing a team like the Braves, we don't see them enough. But, you know, a 3-game series, we've really grown to appreciate watching Matt Olson, watching this guy right here, Drake Baldwin.
Ozzie Albies.
Yeah, they have a high quality team. For me, it's always neat seeing, you know, that next generation of good or great players, and looks like Baldwin is going to fall somewhere between the two. We'll see where he ultimately ends up. He's really good.
Yeah, and that's what keeps that organization going and going, is having guys like a Drake Baldwin, having guys like a Michael Harris the second.
1-2 on Baldwin.
Atlanta's been to the playoffs 24 out of the last 35 years. I mean, that's some consistency.
A great organization. And Jake Baldwin, he seems to always find the fat part of the bat, doesn't he? A base hit.
He rakes.
He does.
He's hitting .333 coming into today's game. He is now 18 for 53 against lefties.
We talked to Tyler Kinley at great length, really both days, Monday, Friday, and Saturday, and he went on and on about how good a hitter Drake Baldwin is. This is a huge chopper. This could be a problem. And Kyle probably shouldn't have thrown it. Fortunately, TJ had the wherewithal to come off the bag. So it'll be an infield hit for Ozzie Albies. 2 on and 1 out. That'll bring up Matt Olson.
Yeah, the old Baltimore chop right off the plate. And Kyle, he's such a good athlete. Thinking he could get Ozzie at first. Probably should have just put it in his pocket, but that's just a competitiveness in Kyle. Now 15 straight for Ozzie Albies, which ties his longest of his career.
You got 2 guys in this Braves lineup from a batting average standpoint and hits. I mean, you have Drake, and then you have Ozzie, and then you have this guy, Matt Olson.
Well, Baldwin and Albies are tied coming into today for the most hits in the National League, along with Miami's Otto Lopez. I don't know what Otto's done today, but Drake's on second right now with a hit. Albies at first with that infield hit. Here's the 1-0 to Olson. Passive swing. He's fooled. 1-1. This guy hits the ball in the air mostly. You'd love to see him hit a ball on the ground.
Not sure his swing path really has it in him to do that.
Dougie never misses anything. He informed us that Otto Lopez 2 hits today. Sneaky good player, Otto Lopez.
Yeah, him and Xavier Edwards, 2 guys that.
Two, and I say this with all due respect, 2 no names, right, on Miami, and then you go down there and you play them and say these guys are really good. 1-2 on Olsen with 2 aboard, and that is a tap from Brett Sullivan. We bragged on how good
challenging the call of ball.
Hunter Goodman has been. Brett Sullivan has been almost as good as well. 2 of the best in the game with the ABS challenge, which is a real skill set. And it is a strike, and that terminates the at-bat
This was a strike
of Matt Olson. That was huge by Brett Sullivan. Now they're 2 outs.
Well, immediately, too, he's like, okay, let's go with that. And that's huge. How many times has it flipped it to a strikeout this year?
I understand it too from an umpire standpoint. You saw Sullivan didn't really stick it. Glove starts to come out of the strike zone. That's where the ABS, it's an optical illusion for some of these umpires.
First pitch strike on Riley. This is a big early game situation. Riley struck out his first time, but you hit the long homer yesterday. You're down 3-1. A couple guys on for the Braves. In the inning here. You're in position to do it. They had 2 strikes.
And for Kyle, he's only allowed 2 hits, of course, with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. One of them was Jonah Himes when he hit the home run, but that's how tough Kyle has been with 2 outs and runners in scoring position this year.
0-2 on Riley. Trying to get that kind of backdoor breaking ball that we saw him strike out Riley on the first time. Think he goes in here?
I don't know. I think it could change up, maybe working it out where he struck him out the first time.
He got him on a changeup. Good call, Huey. 2 left aboard. Baldwin and Albies will go to the bottom of the 3rd. Rockies trail the Braves 3-1.
Fans, MLB is partnering with Crisis Text Line to increase mental health awareness. It's free, 24/7 confidential support in English and Spanish. So text MLB to 741-741.
So the Rockies have put pressure each inning on Spencer Strider. Some has been self-induced. He's walked 4. TJ Rumfield, an RBI single, takes ball 1. It's 4, 5, and 6 for the Rockies in the 3rd. TJ's 18 RBIs, 2nd among rookies in the National League to Sal Stewart, who's got 29. That's 2nd period in the National League. Rockies left 2 on in the 1st. They left the bases loaded last inning. That's down the left field line and will hit the screen despite the effort of Eli White. Two and one on Rumfield. And this ball crushed high and deep right field. Take a good look. You won't see it for long. Rumfield puts Strider in his rookie book. It's a one-run game. Billy, that was loud and proud.
I mean, we keep talking about TJ and the leg kick, and when he gets the timing right, it is impressive. Throw that jacket on, stroll through the dugout. Nice little victory lap for TJ.
Troy Johnston takes a strike.
All right, here's a look at that leg kick. He gets it up. Timing comes down right when the hand starts to come forward from Strider. This is a no-doubter for TJ.
423 feet, no doubt.
Took over the National League lead in hits among rookies. That kid can swing it.
Both the hits too for TJ have been on the fastball. Been fun to see him do that. That was a four-seam fastball that he hit out at 93.
1-2 on Troy. Covers that curveball. 3 of the 4 strikeouts, you mentioned it last inning, have come on the curveball.
And the other one was a slider.
A couple of years ago, it was almost exclusively heater and slider. And there's a curveball. 1 out. That'll bring up Willie Castro.
Just looking at some of the pitch usage for Strider tonight. I mean, his fastball usage is always right around 51%. But to your point, I mean, last year, he was coming back from injury. The slider was his best secondary weapon, and already today we're seeing him use the curveball 25% of the time. He's up to 30% of the time. And that's a good pitch. That was what we were talking about, the front to back. 4-seam fastball, curveball, that's a deadly combo.
And it just goes to show you, though, you know, so many times we hear from visiting people or whatever, oh, you can't throw the curveball at Coors Field. You know? And now here Spencer's relying on it.
It's because it's a 26-mile-an-hour difference between his fastball and his curveball.
No, and I'm not disagreeing with that, but you know what my point is. People are like, oh, no, you just can't throw it. That's not true.
Two on Willie Castro. This is lifted to right center. And it's playable out there for Zokar. 2 outs. I'll bring up Brett Sullivan. Brett, a strikeout his first time up.
Look at that. That was his 70th pitch. Or 71st pitch, excuse me, for Strider. 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd.
3-0 on Sullivan. Ball 4. That's walk number 5. You mentioned the pitch count. I'm sure Walt's thinking, let's see if we can get him through this third inning.
That 5th walk right there ties Spencer Strider's career high.
You know, Spencer spent a lot of time at the Maven lab in Atlanta. It's a high-tech player development facility. It's not just for pitchers, it's also for hitters. Kyle Karros went there in the offseason. And again, we've talked about how bright Spencer is and how analytically driven. He then paid for partially to open one at Clemson as well, a Maven lab, his alma mater. 2-0. 6 straight out of the zone. So Tovar in a plus count.
Yeah, he just can't find his release point with the fastball. That's why he keeps going to the curveball. It's the one pitch he can drive down.
Top to third, and Riley will throw out Tovar to end the inning. Rockies inch closer. TJ Rumfield with his 4th of the year. 3-2 Atlanta going to the 4th. Orbit Cam is presented by York Space Systems. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Kyle Freeland gave up the 3 runs in the 2nd inning. Double to Olsen, and then with 2 outs, a Jonah Heim 2-run homer and a Jorge Mateo solo shot. Here's Eli White, former Clemson Tiger as well, takes a ball. He did not overlap at Clemson with Spencer Strider. Eli's a few years older. 2-0. Kyle uses that sweeper to get back in the count. 2-1. Two and two. Let's look back at that 2018 season, boys, for Kyle Freeland. His 2nd in the big leagues. He went 17-7. The Rockies tied the Dodgers at the end of 162 games for the top spot in the division. Lost in game 163 out at Dodger Stadium. 3-2. Kyle that year 17-7. I think many Rockies fans know that. He had a minuscule, I mean minuscule, 285 earned run average, pitching half your games at altitude. Should have finished higher than 4th in the Cy Young. 3-2 on White.
It was so much fun to watch that year with not only he and Markey, the way they just really burst on the scene together as a group. Since it was in that as well. It's just fun to see guys grow up.
Here to right, pretty well hit. Johnston's going to have to field it off the scoreboard. And now this is going to turn into a triple the way White runs. Probably was going to be that way anyhow. McCarthy ends up fielding it all the way over in right field. Is that one where as Julian gets more familiar with the ballpark, he's got to go out, Huey?
Yeah, because you just don't know, right, Spilly, how this is going to play off that wall out there.
And when it's warm, a day game, the ball will travel a little bit farther. And you know, for Detroit, that's a tough read because you still think you have a beat on it. And the second he goes over your head, you're just kind of, you're at the mercy of hopefully you get a good kickback.
So the infield comes into looking at it there at they're 3 depth
on the left side. More in on the right.
Yeah, the thing about it is with Heim at the plate, Eli White probably not going on contact here, but he can fly.
Yeah, but with no outs, probably not, to your point. Now, 1 out, I think you bring him back in more even with the grass.
So it's a quick check and throw him out at first on the ground.
Yeah, but you can really drive him back because of Heim's lack of speed.
What you'd really like Kyle's never been a huge strikeout guy, but you like the punch here. Kyle struck out 4 so far in 3 innings, and he's striking out more this year with this repertoire than he has in recent years.
Yeah, 19.5% strikeout rate for Kyle. Last year was 17.5.
1-2. And a ground ball to third,
Oh.
and Tovar's there. He's still going to get high. That was like an optical illusion. It somehow went through Castro. Tovey's everywhere, and he still made the play.
David Copperfield would be very happy right now. Because
I don't think I've seen this one before.
So if you're just sitting at home and you're watching it on,
Did he touch that?
I think he did. So it's going to go down as a 5-6-3. But if you're sitting at home and you see this ground out, you're not going to understand where Tovey threw this ball from. This was third base where he threw it from.
Now the infield does come in. Mateo, who had a home run to left his last time up. That's his second of the year. That's a great play by Tovar. Of course, he had the luxury of a guy who had below average speed, but always somewhere to go on the diamond, right? Don't assume.
Always back up. Well, it's a little bit like Jake McCarthy coming over all the way to right field and throwing the ball back in.
Exactly.
Yeah, that could have been, especially the way White runs, that could have been an inside the park homer. One and two. This is where, again, we've said it a million times, this is where Freeland is so beautiful, man, because he's so tough. He won't give in. He understands the circumstance. Now he's going to try to find a pitch that he can get a swing and miss on with Mateo. 1-2. And he does.
Just like that.
Buried a curveball. Sullivan all over it, smothering it. 2 outs.
The knuckle curve. And he grunted some on it too, and a nice block by Brett.
The fastball velo's up. The strikeout rate, the highest it's been in 5 years. The whiff rate's a career high. Not out of the woods yet. Is Okar with 2 outs. Hit it on the ground to Tovar, his first time up.
Check it.
That looked like a swing, and at first base, Brian Walsh confirms 0-2.
But again, when we're talking about the curveball, there's no hump to it. He doesn't throw it up to try to steal a strike. Comes out of the same plane as his fastball, and he's spiking it. And you're wondering, like, well, why are these guys swinging at it?
That's a good step off there.
Well, Eli White got him to step off, though, because he was kind of running down the line ever so slightly.
0-2.
So what he was trying to do is just try to get Kyle the balk. Kyle's too smart to fall for that trick. So he just steps out the banana in the tailpipe. You knew what I was going to say.
I knew where you were going. 0-2.
But that's where you want the 0-2 pitch.
That's where you have supreme trust in your catcher. You want to intentionally bury slider, curveball, and know that your catcher with a runner on third is going to block it.
I like this right here.
Make sure
let's make
it's a big pitch.
Fully convicted on what you want to throw. A reminder, we always talk about it, it's a suggestion. But for Kyle, it's like, okay, he's got a really good feel of all of his pitches right now. So it's going to be up to him to make the call.
And Brett Sullivan, he's sitting there, he's reading the swings of a Zokar. He's looking at his feet, weight distribution, and he's calculating what he also thinks would work.
Yeah, so that's a great team timeout.
Kyle's ready. 1-2 with 2 outs. White at third. He's got him high heat. They settled on the 4-seamer up, and Kyle delivered. Wonderful pitching by Freeland after a leadoff triple by White.
Running.
So look at this. Kyle Freeland, when he gets to the dugout before he gets to refreshment, he goes over to his Gold Glove shortstop, pats him on the backside to say, hey, great play. McCarthy fouls it off.
Well, if he's not there, it's a run. I mean, bottom line, and Kyle understands that. I mean, he was pretty pumped up, though, after that strikeout.
He should be,
I agree.
Aaron Bummer's in the bullpen now, warming up for Atlanta. Fouled off again. Spencer Strider, if you're wondering, well, what's, where's the pitch count, going to go? He's at 70. What is that?
78.
He was at 82 in his last rehab start.
Yeah, but I always have to, like you say, 82, 83 at his rehab start, 82. But that's like maybe 55 pitches or so at the big league level. Just with the adrenaline, the crowd, you're pitching back in the big leagues.
Well, he's been in the stretch the whole time, and now you go back. He's pitched in this ballpark twice. He has 7 innings. He has struck out 10. He always does that. He's also walked 10.
Yes.
Including McCarthy his first time. 2-2. And this is toward the gap in left center field. It'll get down, and it's going to run all the way to the wall. This could be triple territory. McCarthy digging towards third. He'll be there easily. Second triple on the season for Jake McCarthy.
And he was trying to wave him home.
He is so much fun to watch run the bases.
Well, once this gets by Eli White, too, it was off to the races. A 4-seam fastball just splits the gap. And no better feeling as a hitter when you know it's in the gap already, coming out of the box. So you already have 2 in your mind. And he was like, go, go, go. Jake sliding into third.
Yeah, that was a good pickup by both you guys. Andy was going to send him because the ball kind of got away on the delivery to the infield.
And he's going, let's go home. Come on. And Jake's like, oh, sorry, my bad.
1-0 on Juliet. Rockies productive out or a knock away from tying this thing up.
All right, you got a guy in Eddie that's 7 for 15 with wrist.
The driver's seat, 2-0. Oof, good swing. It's 2-2. You gotta think, you batted left-handed. You got to protect. You got to sit heater, and adjust. But you got to think that curveball's going to show up again.
Well,
right?
yeah, and that's what he struck him out on in the second. Was a curveball.
There it is again. 3-2.
But this is where you're a little bit deeper into the game at 86 pitches. This is where you make that one mistake where you hang it because you're starting to get a little tired.
Let's hope so. Well, he went back to a slider and he strikes out Julian, which will bring up Mickey Moniak.
So they're bringing up Walt Weiss. A back foot slider on the Auto Nation Subaru pitch cast. Tough pitch.
Now they're going to bring a lefty and Bummer. So McCarthy, when we return, at third base with 1 out. The Rockies trailing by a run. We're in the 4th inning.
No matter.
Let's get you the UC Health scouting report. The highest combined slugging percentage by teammates this year. Ben Rice, Aaron Judge, #1. Then you have Jordan and Christian Walker in Houston. Olsen and Money Mike is at 3rd. Then you have Mickey Moniak and Hunter Goodman. And then, of course, the surprise, the Diamondbacks with Ildemaro Vargas and Corbin Carroll.
So Aaron Bummer, who generally gets a lot of mishit baseballs on the ground, to face Moniak. Tying run at 3rd.
Drop down sidearm piece from Aaron Bummer. Not particularly overpowering, but he does have a 5-pitch mix with the sinker, curveball, sweeper, cutter, and 4-seamer.
He's given up 3 home runs in 10 innings. He's got the homer, too.
1-0. There's a sweeper, Mickey way out front. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gotta get this run home.
Yeah, and with the infield in, too, there's a lot of green grass behind the infield in front of the outfielders.
This ball hammered high and deep into the afternoon. 2-run shot, Mickey Moniak. Everybody gets to score. 4-3 Colorado. A left-on-left blast. His 10th of the year. What a time for it.
And a 16-game hit streak. He just loves wearing the purple jacket.
Looks good on him.
It does, and he'll wear it now for a good 5 minutes. You make a mistake right now to Mickey, he'll make you pay big time. Just one more look at this too, because it's so pretty. Down there too. He can give a little bit of emotion looking into the dugout.
Yeah, he said, "Let's go, boys." I was waving goodbye to the baseball.
2 strikes on Hunter.
I do hope they wash that thing occasionally, though.
I don't care. I will never wear it.
Right.
That's a strike on the corner. So Hunter's retired. 2 outs now in the 4th, and that'll bring up Rumfield, who homered his last time up. Also had an RBI single earlier in the game. Sign on TJ. So Mickey, you're so fine. He has 2 hits against lefties this year. Both are bombs. Took Adrian Morejon deep earlier this year. Fireballing left-hander for the Padres.
Yeah, TJ's home run 423 feet. Mickey's 422 feet.
You know what? You said he liked that the purple fur.
Yeah.
He just likes wearing a purple uniform in general.
That's true.
He has performed as a high 1st-round pick in a Rockies uniform, and he's really just entering his prime. 27, 28 later in the season. Bummer strikes out Rumfield. The Rockies take the lead. Mickey Moniak against Bummer, loses a baseball to right. 4-3, Rock Show.
Tomorrow is BOGO Hot Dog Night. It's presented by Texas Chili Company. Grab your crew to enjoy buy one, get one free hot dogs and watch the Rockies take on the Mets. Go to Rockies.com/tickets today.
Top of the order, Mauricio Dubon hits it a long way, but it is fouled by about 77.5 feet. One and one. Dubon's 7 for 21 in his career against Freeland. Dubon's a guy that's played in the postseason a fair amount. 3 different years with Houston. One and two. I know it's early.
Yes.
But Atlanta looks like one of the elite teams in baseball, and they're going to get healthier, and they're way out in front already in the NL East. Long way to go. That's a swing, I believe. I don't know what Brett's signaling, right? He was signaling on the pitch, or did he want it checked out?
Okay. He wanted it checked out that he caught the ball on the foul tip.
Oh, I got you.
Okay.
I got you. So so it's not even a question of checking with Brian Walsh at first whether or not it was a swing.
The catcher caught the pitch on a foul tip.
But you know what? I love that from Bill Miller. Let us know what's going on.
Watch the baseball, see if it changes. It did look like it changed a little bit, and good job by Sullivan.
But it's so weird. He did like, where do I go? Like down my head?
Yeah.
Like, do I go to my ears?
What's the signal for I caught that? It was a foul ball. Should be strike 3. One out. And that was at the ribs of Drake Baldwin.
Okay, here it is. Like, okay, I caught it, but I don't want to go to the top of my head, but I want the ears.
I want the ears. What's the signal again?
I don't know. That's a lot of hand gesturing.
Is I just check this thing out.
Somebody help me out here.
Bill, I caught it, and he fouled it off.
But you know what? How about Bill, though, explaining to everybody in the stadium, turn the mic on.
Yeah.
Been preaching that for I don't know how long, and he did it. Well done, Bill.
This is going to go foul. So how about Drake Baldwin? We were talking about him having the hockey background. He grew up in Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of a between innings dive on Drake Baldwin, the hockey player.
Yeah.
He thought that his career trajectory in athletics was going to take him more to hockey than baseball. He led the state of Wisconsin, a great hockey state, in goals his junior year with 42. Woo. And his senior year, center in the left wing, his senior year he was second in the state in goals.
I believe one of his best friends is in the NHL.
It wouldn't surprise me. He played at a high level, and again, he thought early in high school that that was more going to be his athletic future. Yeah, he's a pretty good baseball player. That was 110 off the bat. He's 2 for 3.
So for Drake Baldwin now, after that hit, that's 56 hard hit balls for him this season. Only Yordan Alvarez and Tatis Jr. have more.
Yeah, I mean, everything he hits is on the barrel. It's Cole Caulfield. He was a teammate of his when they played junior. Cole
He's
Caulfield.
good.
Yeah. Played 14U hockey together.
This is pulled foul. You know, going back to that hard hit thing, and it's not to knock El Nino, but so much of what Fernando Tatis has done this year, and it has been hard hit ground balls.
Yeah, still does not have a homer,
which is amazing.
Yeah.
Baldwin conservative lead. Albies was raked against righties, against lefties. Not just this year, throughout his career, brought a .328 batting average career-wise against lefties into the ballpark. Best among active players.
Just looking real quick, Cole Caulfield wore Drake Baldwin's jersey when he was getting ready for a Canadians game. That's who he plays for against the Columbus Blue Jackets this year.
He's a tremendous talent.
Oh, he is.
kind of play.
Cole led the World Junior U.S. team in the World Juniors a few years back to a gold.
Options. Spilly had it. Spilly, you decided on the baseball route.
Yeah.
That or becoming a surfer on the professional circuit. Opted for hardball.
We didn't have many ice rinks in Santa Barbara. We had one. Otherwise, I would have been in the NHL. If I would have dedicated my life to NHL, I would have made it.
Absolutely. I mean, Huey and I have often.
Yeah, we've said that.
We haven't said it to you yet,
Yeah.
but we've lamented that. Had Spilly grown up in Nome, Alaska, he would have been a great hockey player.
Great hockey.
3-2. One out. The Rockies in the 5th inning with a 4-3 lead. It's been an interesting game, hasn't it? Rockies have had a lot of traffic. Got the big blast from Mickey Moniak. Atlanta went back-to-back in the 2nd inning. All 3 of their runs came in the 2nd. If Baldwin takes off, he does not. And again, a foul ball.
Albies, you watch him from the side. I mean, his right-hand swing, he's got a big leg kick. He looks like his bat's 39 inches long, but he's so good at being on time.
Loses him, so Albies will push Baldwin to 2nd. And now 2 on with 1 out for Matt Olson. Olson had a double to right, and then he struck out looking when Sullivan challenged.
The K-flip.
Which the Rockies have been the best in the business at this
14
year.
times this year. They've had that.
A rare walk from Freeland, his first today. Kyle has struck out 7. Pitch count kind of nearing that place where you start to get guys stretching in the bullpen.
Well, it looks like it might be Antonio Senzatella.
That's always a great option.
Yes.
Dangerous Matt Olson. No swing. By virtue of their victory last night, Atlanta has won this series, and therefore they're now 10-0-1 in series this year. And their 24-10 mark, one of the best in their franchise history. In fact, the 194 runs, which leads baseball through 34 games, is the most for a Braves team since they moved to Atlanta in '66.
We just mentioned the 10-0-1. It's the first time in their franchise history that they have not lost a series in the first 11.
Two-1 on Olson. Now it's 3-1.
Well, 86 pitches. The season high for Kyle this year is 88. That was back on April 1st in Toronto.
Again, just his 2nd start at Coors Field. His first was great against Houston. 3-2. I think this is really where pitchers earn their money.
Yeah.
Starters in particular. You got traffic. It's a 1-run game. Middle innings. You got a beast at the plate. It's 3-2. You can't walk them, but you can't throw them a cookie.
So much happening.
Here we go. He went with the slider with a knuckle curve, hoping to induce a swing left on left.
I don't know how that also didn't chase it.
I know he didn't, and now it loads the bases for Austin Riley.
Yeah, that gets 9 out of 10 big league hitters to swing at.
One on Riley. He has struck out twice today against Freeland.
Curveball and a changeup.
And he went with a changeup to get ahead 0-2. So now it's that cat and mouse game. If you're Riley, you're like, okay, you got me last time on a changeup. First time I chased a curveball. Kyle knows that. Where do you go here?
Maybe show him a high fastball up, but I would still stay down and away from him.
And this goes off the bag. Castro doesn't have to play anywhere. It ties up the game. It's been the first quarter of 2026, at least from the Rockies standpoint, where all we've seen is this.
This might have benefited the Rockies, though.
Yeah, because that's probably getting down the line, and it's going to be multiple runners scoring. That was just a little bit too up in the zone, especially 0-2.
Yeah, but I don't think Willie's going to be able to get that one, because it was tracking hard, maybe, but then it pops up.
Eli White. I gotta believe, now it's 2-0. I gotta believe Spilly, he wanted to bury that breaking ball.
Yeah, there's no question. You just, sometimes when you try to get it to that back foot, you don't finish it out in front, or you try to rip it too hard and it pops out of your hand.
Now it's 3-0 with the bases loaded. It's been a back and forth affair. Rockies were up 1-0, down 3-1, 3-2, took a 4-3 lead. Now it's 4-4. Albies at third, Olsen at second, Riley at first. Tough guy to double at the plate in White. Out of play, 3-2.
We got back into the count. Throwing 2 fastballs.
Another fastball, just chipped foul.
They're just spoiling pitches. Freeland's at 97 pitches now.
Strike 3. Now White, he waited, and that's borderline.
I don't think he realized he was rung up.
Yeah, it was borderline, but it's going to be honored by Bill Miller. This ABS challenge, this is enormous. You're talking about a run or a strikeout. It's ball 4. And now the Braves take the lead, and that'll be all for Kyle.
Just a half a baseball high on the AutoNation Subaru pitchcast.
So 3 walks, so unusual for Kyle here in the inning. And he'll depart with his club trailing 5-4.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Colorado Rockies and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Colorado Rockies.
Well, the inning started for Kyle with a strikeout of Mauricio Dubon. Baldwin had a clean single up the middle, and then it was a walk to Albies, a walk to Olson. Riley had that 0-2 slider that got way too much of the plate. He hit off the bag for a single, and then the walk to White. So here's Senza facing Jonah Heim, switch hitting catcher, who historically has been much better from the right side than the left side. It's a career .257 hitter as a right-handed bat, just .214 as a lefty. That's another reason it made a lot of sense to bring Senza in at the moment that Warren Schaefer did. And this is to left. It's going to get another run home. Moniak will make the catch. Tagging and scoring is Matt Olson, and the Braves go back in front.
3 RBI day for Jonah Heim.
Actually, they were in front. They go in front now by 2, 6-4. Weiss has the luxury of playing the platoon game coming up because Jose Azocar is on scheduled to hit next. Mike Yastrzemski's in the on-deck circle. Walt knows that obviously Senzatella is going to be out there in all likelihood for a while, and on top of that, the Rockies' only left-hander in the bullpen was the opener last night and threw quite a few pitches, Brennan Bernardino.
Yeah, he threw 23 last night. 2 point, Drew.
Two-seamer for a strike, 2-1.
Mateo kind of acted like he wanted to tap the top of his helmet.
Three and one. Senza's trying to put this inning down. 3-run inning for Atlanta. Braves have out hit the Rockies 8-5. They've won the first 2 games of this set. It's a foul ground. Run field has no play. So many more options now for Senza here. Cutter, sweeper. See what he goes to. Four seam. He went four seam up at 98.
And because of that, that's why his strikeout percentage is up this year. Just south of 27%. Last year was 11.8. This year 26.8.
Long inning on defense for the Rockies. Another 3-2, and this is on one hop to short. Tovar will go across the diamond. 3-2 counts. The runners were moving. In the inning, 3 runs on just 2 hits for Atlanta. They're up 6-4.
A reminder, the Rockies host the New York Mets tomorrow the 4th through Wednesday the 6th at Coors Field in their second matchup of the season. Be here for the action. Visit Rockies.com/tickets for more details.
So the Rockies down 2. Troy Johnston will lead off against Bummer. Johnston a walk and a strikeout. Long way to go. Bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah, this game has all the Coors Field feels.
And toward the hole at short, and it goes through. Troy Johnston will go line to line, and Troy, who brought a .311 batting average into the contest, has his first knock.
Nice, another left on left. It's coming through. So Mickey hit a homer. Now Troy going the other way, just past the glove of Mateo.
Strikeout and a fly ball to right for Willie Castro. Rockies trying to snap a little 3-game slide. They had a 4-2 road trip, but lost 2 of 3 in Cincinnati, so they've lost 4 out of 5. And this is through the left side, a base hit. Great start to the bottom of the 5th.
They're definitely getting tacos today. They're going to need them. Willie now, first and second. It's another solid hit ball, 104 miles an hour.
Here's the left-handed specialist who hits from the left side, Brett Sullivan.
Well, the Braves think he's going to bunt. They're in the corners, first and third.
And Brett pushes a beautiful bunt. That's exactly where you want it, right, Huey?
Textbook. Exactly. Well done. I like how he squared early. Everybody in the ballpark knew it. The Braves knew it. But set your angle early. And to bunt that way, watch where the barrel is, close to his eyes.
Nice.
That was textbook. Pass the pitcher, make the third baseman field it.
You know, when they set up cones in spring training, work on bunting, he would have gotten 10 points for that.
Yep.
Another pitching change for Walt Weiss. Rockies have the tying run at second now. Back in a moment.
Good things come to those who...
Orbit Cam is presented by York Space Systems. Here we go, second and third. Ezequiel Tovar steps in against the 20-year-old flamethrower Didier Fuentes. 0-1. Tovar tonight, lined a single to right, I should say this afternoon, getting that habit, and a ground ball to third.
So the fastball. He also has a really hard slider.
Tovar making it tough on himself. He chased twice there. Infield's back, so they're conceding a run. We've talked a lot about productive outs. Battle mode now for Tovar, the young shortstop.
They said from a year ago, Didier made his debut last year at 19. They said his fastball is so much better this season.
Well, he's older, more mature.
Well, it's kind of similar to what Chase Dollander has seen with his fastball. And I talked to Chase yesterday about two-seam movement, four-seam. You know, he said he got a little predictable with his four-seam.
1-2. In the air to center. Dubon with the runner at third. Johnston coming down the line. The throw is not going to get it. Ball got away. And there's your productive out to make it a one-run game. Good for Tovar. You've been watching the Rockies. You know how much of a battle it's been for him the last 2-3 weeks.
I thought this ball was going to be a little bit deeper off the bat, but it just kept coming in and the throw takes Jonah Heim up the third base line to make it a little bit closer, but that's why he had to try to go really quick with the sweep tag. Because he knows where the runner is, he just didn't catch the ball first. Thankfully, get that run in.
It's such a big part of Jake's game. He squares around even with 2 outs. And you say, well, is that a good play? You got a runner in scoring position. Jake tripled, by the way, his last time up. But he puts so much pressure on an infield because of his ability to bunt. Here's the 1-0. And this ball down the left field line and out of play. Time running Willie Castro, who runs above average. He's at second.
Well, I think for Jake, you got to kind of stay true to yourself and who you are. So that bunt, as you're talking about, is part of his game. Now you go drive another one in the gap.
Jake's been on twice, the triple, and he also walked back in the second. This to second, and Albies has it. That'll end the inning, but the Rockies get a run. So it's 6-5 as we head to the 6th.
A century ago.
Home Run 5K is back on Saturday, May 9th. You can sign up online at Rockies.com/5K to secure your spot today.
So we go to the top of the 6th inning. Antonio Senzatella got the final couple of outs for his close friend Kyle Freeland in the 5th. He'll face Mike Yastrzemski pinch hitting for Azokar to lead things off here in the top of the 6th. And that pitch misses ball 1. Rockies fans so familiar with the 35-year-old as a member of the Giants. And Spilly, he has produced basically 17 WAR in his career. He's been a really solid player, especially
Late
for
bloomer.
a 14th round pick. And this is going to drop into center field, a broken bat single.
Yeah, he never got the opportunity with Baltimore and then went over to San Francisco. This is just a shattered bat. Go down as a base hit for Mike.
I'll bring up Dubon, who's 0 for 3, top of the order for Atlanta. They've been retired in order only one time. That was Kyle's 8-pitch first inning. The line for Kyle, he was throwing the ball really well, but ran into a rough spot in the 5th inning with 3 walks. So he goes 4 1/3, 6 runs, 8 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. 2-0.
And just looking at some of the numbers, it's a little bit misleading because he had 17 whiffs today. And his career high is 18. He did that Boston a number of years ago, but 17 with 9 on the curveball. And that curveball is the one that kind of got him though at the end with the base hit by Austin Riley.
(3-0). 3-1. Yeah, it's such a game. Really, all sports are of, an inch here, a moment there, right? So yeah, I'm sure in Kyle's mind, if he can get the chase strike out of Riley, there's 2 outs. That's ball 4. Is that a tap? I think it is.
The catcher's challenging the call ball.
Dubon seems confident it's going to be a ball. He's taken off all his equipment. He's already walking. And now he realizes, wait. Well, now he can go. The pitch is hot.
Well, and he was also the one his last time up.
That's 1 challenge remaining.
Remember there was that catch at home by Brett. He got the strikeout. This time it works in Mauricio's favor.
And you have Baldwin at the plate, 2 on, nobody out. He's already 2 for 3, 4 ribbies last night. That's a strike. How about Baldwin, Huey? He's already had, I mean, he's a puppy. He's already had 6 4-ribby games in his career.
Dude can hit.
Yeah, he had a 6 RBI game against the Giants last year. Double play ball. Good pickup by Julian on the first in time. What a pickup by Julian to start that 4-6-3.
And it was a tough one for Eddie. And because of it is our Xfinity defensive play of the game. I mean, sharply hit. He has to get it on the backhand and then make a good feed, kind of an in-between hop. And then it's up to Toby to turn it. It's the 29th double play the Rockies have turned on the season.
That was huge. Albie's at the plate. 1-0. Albie's from his weaker side, the left side. Talked incessantly this weekend about Albie's from the right side. 1-0 from Senza. And that's going to be challenged by Brett Sullivan.
The catcher is challenging to call a ball.
And it was a ball. So now the Rockies are out of challenges.
Regular baseball now for the Rockies.
What were the Braves arguing? You know, Walt came out of the dugout 2 or 3 steps.
Did he think it was late? I mean, that's the only thing I think
I guess.
Can you go back and say, yeah, Walt's right, it was late?
I think they were trying to say maybe they had an extra challenge. That's not true, because they'd won the first couple that they had.
And if you haven't been out to Coors Field yet this year, and this is true for every ballpark in Major League Baseball, it's now part of the line score.
Yes.
So you could just look up there and say, hey, do the Rockies have any challenges left?
But they still have the mound visits remaining up there.
Yeah. Which never seems to be an issue. But the ABS now is huge.
Yeah.
And a great addition. And that's going to cost the Rockies a run. Albies singles in Yastrzemski. And it's back to a 2-run deficit.
Give the Braves an inch, they take advantage of it. That's why they have 24 wins on the season. They just keep attacking.
You know, the Dodgers are tremendous. Spilly, you travel around on Friday nights. You see a lot of teams perhaps that we have not seen yet. But I'm not so sure. And I know statistically they're the best team, the Braves are, in terms of runs scored. But they play like it. I mean, this to me has been the best offensive team the Rockies have faced.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, they're pretty much relentless.
It reminds me again of that 23 team. There's another hit. This is a gapper now for Olsen, and Albies can run. He's going to score easily. Two-out double by Matt Olsen. His 31st ribby. That leads the National League, and it's 8-5.
For all the power that Matt has, he's also just a tremendous hitter. Good head positioning on that as he goes the other way. 15 doubles for Matt Olsen to go along with his 11 home runs.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The cluster of Drake Baldwin, Ozzie Albies, Matt Olsen, all got 3 guys over 300, 3 guys with over 40 hits. That's what, 100, close to 150 hits between the 3 of them.
A 1 on Riley, 1-1. Well, with the 8th spot up there for Walt Weiss's team, they now lead baseball. They were in a tie with the Dodgers. That's the 10th game already that they have scored at least 8 runs.
And they were averaging 5.1 runs a game, or 5.7, excuse me, which is first in Major League Baseball.
They came into this game having scored 15 runs more than the next best team, which is the Dodgers. That was a swing, and that'll end the inning. So a couple more runs for Atlanta. Rockies down 8-5 as we go to the bottom of the sixth. Plenty of time.
Let's get you out on the farm. Last night, Ethan Holiday, he's been swinging the bat really well for the Fresno Grizzlies. 4th home run of the season and another opposite field home run. Rockies' first overall pick.
So Billy, he's got a 911 OPS, does Ethan, here in the early going in the Cal League. His teammate and another top prospect, Raldi Brito, has a 885 OPS, and he had his 3rd homer last night. Pitchers Dylan Lee, he had a 1-2-3 inning yesterday.
Dylan scoreless 14 out of his 16 appearances this year. I was going to say that Fresno team, there's a lot of good-looking position players on the team. Now, obviously, Ethan Holiday, one of them, but there's a lot more there.
0-2 on Julien. And tough at bat for Edouard. 1 out, and that'll bring up Mickey Moniak. Fly ball to left, a walk, and a 2-run monster shot left on left in the 4th inning against Aaron Bummer that gave the Rockies a 4-3 lead at the time.
Yeah, 422 feet. Wanted a ball away, didn't get there. You make a mistake, I'm going to make you pay.
Back live, he swings at a slider and misses. Albuquerque, you know, they scored 26 on Friday night.
Yeah.
They're hitting 297 as a team.
Well, it is a PCL, but they've been really good. And they had a hitters meeting this morning because, you know, tempers flared a little bit because they had 26 on Friday. They only had 19 last night. So I guess a lot of guys were out early.
Well, yeah, and that's over San Diego's AAA club.
The Chihuahuas.
Yeah, El Paso.
In that game, Cole Carrick 4 for 5, a homer, 5 ribbies. He's hitting .368 right now. And that's a strikeout of Moniak. Sterling Thompson quietly, you know, at the University of Florida, had a really good hit tools, battled some injuries. Sterling Thompson's at .347. Runner strikeout, fly ball to deep right, and another strikeout, this time looking. He takes a ball. 45 runs the last 2 days for Albuquerque.
They've scored 227 runs as a team, most in the minor leagues.
This is cued to second. And the Rockies go in order in the 6th inning. 8-5 as we go to the 7th. Atlanta in front by 3.
value.
So it's 8-5 Atlanta. And now Eli White leading off against Antonio Senzatella. Senza gave up a couple runs in the 6th inning. I mean, he only given up 1 run all year. That's how dominant Senza's been.
Speaks a little bit to what we were talking about, just the Braves' relentless offense.
You know, that team a few years ago that we referenced that set a major league record for slugging, 501 for the year, and they tied the White Sox for the all-time home run mark. They hit 307 homers.
That's not fair.
Well, it wasn't.
No, I know.
I forgot like what the run differential was in the 1st inning too, because they were just blowing people out in the 1st.
2-2.
Well, right now for Atlanta, their run differential on the season, including this game, 70. They're a plus 79.
And that's #1 in baseball. Ground ball left side. Willie Harris got his eyes behind the glove. I said Willie Harris. Excuse me, Willie Castro. Willie Harris is coaching third for the Reds.
Yes.
Did I say the White Sox? It was the 2019 Twins, the 307 homers that Atlanta tied. Dougie got me straight.
Okay. He gets us straight a lot.
Well, it's almost a full-time occupation.
Fact checking.
Yes. If we were left to our own devices, we just make stuff up. 2-0. For instance, Billy, when you hit your 300th homer, I mean, what kind of emotions were running through your...
Well, I hit it off Pedro Martinez.
Yeah, that's the ticket. Dougie's not going to fact check that.
Nope.
It's good. It's in the ether, man. It happened. 2-1 on Jonah Heim. He lifts this ball to shallow center. McCarthy racing in. 2 outs. Let's get a message from Jack in the Box.
Get my new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal for a chance to win $75,000. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
So at 2 outs, Jorge Mateo will come up. Yeah, I go back to that first game Friday night. The Rockies got off to the beautiful 5-0 start. Mickey hit a homer to lead off the second. And, you know, unfortunately, the Rockies didn't add on. And Grant Holmes, because of that, I mean, Walt was telling us yesterday,
yeah,
he was
ready.
He was on the top step of the dugout like 3 times, going to go take him out of the game. And again, because the Rockies couldn't get that knockout blow, Holmes ends up working 5 innings, and that has affected positively the Braves bullpen over the next 48 hours. You know, if the Rockies are able to knock them out and they have to eat up 7 more innings
with 2 games to play.
With 2 games to play.
Yeah.
Not only game 1 of 3 here, but it's game 1 of a long road trip for Atlanta. They go to Seattle and start a 3-game set there tomorrow.
Well, that's why you see that that's really the key. If you could blow out a bullpen early here at Coors Field, it just has ramifications for long term.
Yeah, you definitely want to blow out the pen in game 1.
Well, and conversely, sometimes we see it, and that's why the Rockies are carrying so many long guys.
It's a good cutter, and Mateo's retired. Good inning for Senzatella. 1-2-3 in the 7th. So we'll stretch. The Rockies down 8-5 when we come back.
This is RB.
I think we're certainly encouraged by a lot of what's going on, but at the same time, far from satisfied. You know, I think there are a lot of things we know we can do better, and that we're going to work to continue to get better. But all in all, I think sort of a positive first month. I think one of the things we talked about since probably my first week here was just this idea of organizational consistency. That, you know, whatever we do at the big league level, we want to do all the way through the organization, even into our scouting, you know, operations. It's something that we certainly have tried to do through the course of spring, and then now through the first month of the season throughout the minor leagues, is really have one language when we talk about hitting, one language when we talk about pitching, and I think it's starting to take hold in the minor leagues, but we still have a lot of work to do there. By and large, probably the most consistent thing over the first month has been our pitching. I mean, our pitching is giving us a chance to win virtually every night. Every team will have a bad start here or there, but for the most part, they're giving us a chance to win, and I think those three guys have been central to that.
Well, it was obviously very refreshing to be able to hear the president of baseball ops, Paul DePodesta, spending some time just kind of reassessing what went on in the month of April. I also found it really interesting because he was asked about some of these players getting runway and opportunity, specific to Brenton Doyle and to Jordan Beck, because they haven't seen a lot of left-handers. And he said, we don't want to be reactionary. We don't want to just, if a guy's not playing well, automatically say, hey, we're going to send him down the minor leagues. We want to give him opportunity to find footing at the big league level. And it's been true. I mean, we know with Warren Schaefer, with this new pitching staff, there's been a lot of opportunities, and they're giving the players some grace.
Well, one of the many takeaways, and we afterward had a lengthy conversation with Paul, and this has been across the board articulated by Paul DePodesta, Josh Burns, by Warren Schaefer, and by the players. Not only not satisfied, but they have set a standard. And the standard is they're going to become a championship organization, and that is the standard. So it's not, hey, you know what, we weren't very good last year, and we're better this year. They don't care at all about that.
No, I mean, that's literally, you talk about things being in the rear view mirror. I mean, they want that as far away. It's part of what the history, no doubt about it, but they're forward thinking. And I think that's the big thing about it. And you feel like there's a plan in place and how they're going to achieve that.
Without question.
Yeah.
Without question.
Well, I think, to Spilly's point that he was making a moment ago, the players kind of, they have a good plan for them too. And they're asking some players to do different things than what they've been doing in previous years.
Reynaldo Lopez is out there, and this is going to be an excuse me base hit for TJ. But you don't need to apologize.
Nope.
A leadoff single for Rumfield. He's got a 3-hit ball game, including a home run earlier.
Never apologize for a hit.
Well, Ellie De La Cruz took one away from him earlier in the week, so it never evens out. Check out that barrel position. Head, see how he gets behind it. Just drives it over to the left side of the infield. Beautiful piece of hitting.
53.9 miles an hour off the bat.
Just the way you draw it up.
Here's Troy Johnston. Ball one on Troy. So Reynaldo Lopez is one of a couple of guys that Atlanta's moved out of their rotation into their bullpen. It's not as if he was pitching horrendously as a starter. He had one rough outing against the Nats in Washington. And throughout his career, he's kind of started some and worked out of the pen a good deal as well.
If you remember, he was an all-star with Atlanta in 2024. He was 8-5 with a 199, a whip 111. Got some Cy Young votes.
First 7 years in the big leagues, or 7 of his first 8 years in the big leagues were with the White Sox. He actually debuted with Washington for a minute and a half.
I believe every time Ronaldo got traded, he was also traded with Lucas Giolito. They were always attached.
Giolito, that's a strike, 3-1. Giolito now with the Padres. Rockies trying to rally here late, and they have not had one of those ball games yet where we yell Loto Magic. Today would be a fine time to start. Ball 4. So the Rockies will bring the tying run to the plate. No one out in the 7th inning, and Willie Castro.
Good start. The same situation in the 5th inning. Got one run out of that. This is where you're hoping you get bigger crooked number.
It's the 6th walk they've received. 5 came from the starter Spencer Strider. Willie a base hit his last time up. Reynaldo Lopez now famously was the one who got into it with his former teammate Jorge Soler. That's a strike.
Well, CJ Nikowski, who's a broadcaster, color broadcaster for Atlanta, he had this giant photo made for Walt Weiss, which is Walt tackling Jorge Soler.
I mean, it's now a meme. It's for Walt. It was much ado about, I don't want to say nothing, but you know, Walt was just trying to play peacemaker because he knew that Soler was angry, and Soler, he goes, is normally a really mild-mannered guy, and he goes, I just wanted to protect everyone, including Soler, who he's close with. Again, Soler was a Brave. 1-2. Look at it. Oh, geez. That's a strikeout of Castro. One gone. Back went flying. That'll bring up Brett Sullivan.
Well, Walt was also saying for Lopez, he's kind of that mild-mannered guy too. So to see both those guys get that heated shows you what the emotions of the game can do.
This is pulled to second. There's one, and that's all. So now it's first and third, 2 outs for Tovar. Tovey had an RBI in the 5th inning on a sac fly. Also a base hit his first time up, so 1 for 2. We're first and second, no one out.
Yeah.
We'll have to find a way to get at least one across here. Down by 3. And this ball's driven to deep right field. Yastrzemski goes back and makes the catch. Good swing from Tovar, not the result he was hoping for. Yastrzemski's always been a good outfielder, and he opened his hips and made a great break on the baseball.
At Bojo's.
Well, we know Coors Field's a great place for group outings, so why don't you bring your groups of 20 or more to receive discounted pricing, scoreboard recognition, and other great benefits. Call 303-ROCKIES or go to rockies.com/groups for more information.
Wow, is Huey playing with Drew in between innings?
High five. High five. Come on, high five.
Oh, I love you. I love tossing babies.
Victor Vodnik will take over in the 8th inning. Kyle went 4 1/3, 6 runs, 8 hits. Senza 2 2/3, a couple runs on 3 hits, a walk, a strikeout. Yastrzemski pulls it to first, and Rumfield flips to Vodnik. 1 pitch, 1 out. How much do you think Spilly Yastrzemski was aided by the number of reps he's had at Coors Field on that drive by Tovar?
I mean, he's just a good outfielder first and foremost. But yeah, if you've played here before, you have a better feel for how the ball travels. But Tovar can't buy a hit.
Yeah, he hit that ball well. Dubon 0 for 3 and a walk. Bull okay? 1-1. Victor would not be fun to face. I mean,
no, not at all.
That,
I was just
with
thinking
that fastball of his, and you know, on occasion he'll throw one that's way out of the zone, and then he comes back and throws 99 on the black.
Or
100. Foot went flying out. Dubon still fouled it off.
I'm trying to think of the last hitter that his feet move as much as Dubon.
He looks like he's on ice skates.
Maybe Jose Altuve.
Yep. He does too.
Maybe Dubon learned it from Altuve when they were teammates.
I mean, if you're going to be around Yordan Alvarez and Alex Bregman and Jose Altuve, I hope he learned something.
Pay attention, right? Class is in session. Doug handed me a note. He said Teddy Marino.
Haven't seen Teddy play yet, but maybe.
Well, Teddy.
He's on skates.
I guess sometimes. Made a good play in the outfield, I know, the other day. Swung on and a foul tip that could not be secured. I feel the obligation once a year to point this out to folks at home that maybe are not aware. When you see a catcher catch a foul tip and it stays in their glove, it is pure good fortune.
Yeah, it's an accident.
It's not as if
he can move his glove.
Like there's some art to it.
Yeah. Yeah, if it goes into the pocket, good chance of securing it.
And that one got enough that it went into the webbing north of where it was going to stay in the webbing. That's strike 3 and a quick tap by Dubon.
Better challenging the strike call.
He challenged it last time, remember? He ended up getting a walk. What'd he get this time?
Another walk.
Another walk.
So 1 out, and Dubon is at first. And that'll bring up Drake Baldwin, who hit into a 4-6-3 double play. He hit the ball really hard. Julian made a heck of a play on the backhand. He also has 2 hits today. Billy, you are notorious in our little group for coming up with comps on young
hitters,
players who swing the bat exceptionally well, like Drake Baldwin. Got anybody yet?
No, not yet.
Kind of really sinks into his legs, doesn't he?
Well, it's not just that. It's his ability to hit the ball opposite field with authority as a left-handed hitter. The best left-handed power hitter I ever saw besides Barry Bonds was Carlos Delgado. But I've given that comp to Yordan.
That's a strike. 1-2.
Carlos Delgado hit 473 home runs.
Yeah, Drake's not going to get to 400.
No, but I'm just saying that's crazy.
Yeah,
and hit 280.
It was on the ballot one time
for a minute. They need to revisit that.
Yes.
Oh, huge. No ball call. And Vodnik is just going to run and tag out Dubon. So Victor, it looked a little awkward, but he evidently stepped off the back.
He did step off the back and look straight to second.
It's exactly what you're supposed to do. He did. And then he cut the angle right. And they got the put out.
So 2 gone, and it's 1-2 on Baldwin.
Usually don't write one unassisted too much with the runner at first.
No.
But it's great. I mean,
it was perfect execution-wise.
The less throws you make,
yes.
right, Huey?
Yeah.
I mean, less things that can go wrong. So if you have a one-person rundown, good. 3-2 on Baldwin. And he strikes out Baldwin. So Victor with a solid 8th inning. Rockies down 3 as they come up in the bottom of the 8th. Colorado Rockies baseball is presented by UC Health, the official healthcare partner of the Colorado Rockies. That dark cloud overhead.
Yeah.
Rockies down 8-5, starting to run out of outs. Our old buddies on the mound for Atlanta, Tyler Kinley, who, for those of us who got to know him and got to know him well over the last 5 years when he wore a Rockies uniform, one of my all-time favorite Rockies. What a wonderful person. And he's having a great year in Atlanta. 129 earned run average as a setup man. Jake McCarthy leading things off for the Rockies. Then it's Julien and Moniak, Goodman, hopefully others. Jake, a walk, a triple, and a ground ball to second. And the bunt is fair. I don't think Jake realized that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. Did he think it might have hit him too out of the box?
I think that he might have thought that.
Yeah, because it was foul for a second, and then it went back and was right on the line. Trying to bring it with him.
Is his foot out of the batter's box?
I can't tell if it was. He said, yeah, you know what? I think it was. He's had an issue with that because he really swings his left foot. To be honest, even if he's flying, and we know how quick Jake is, based on where it was picked up, Baldwin's going to throw him out.
Jonah today.
Jonaheim, I'm sorry. 1 ball, 1 strike on Julien.
Tyler Kinley, 253 games in a Rockies uniform.
Yeah, the last couple of days it looked like he was in the receiving line of a wedding. Every person in the organization wanted to get some time with TK. Fastball at 94's in there, 2-2.
The pro's pro, great human.
It's everything you want.
Yeah. And he and his wife are expecting their 4th child in July, so congratulations.
Yep. And that slider, we've seen it so many times through the years. He strikes out Julien. 2 gone, now bring up Moniak.
Yeah, lefty's hitting 138 against TK this year. And it's that slider that you don't know which way it's going. It could go down and in, it could go down and away.
He often described it as it almost looked like a splitter. Mickey may hit another. He did. Take a good look. You won't see it for long. Rockies down by 2 after that swing.
Not done yet.
4th time already this year, and it's May 3rd that he has a multi-homer game. He's now tied for the National League lead in homers.
Well, he said he's been playing like an all-star this year. He's really showing
Yes,
us.
he is. Wow. Slider this time didn't do much, and Mickey again makes, anytime there's a mistake this year, Mickey makes every pitcher pay.
$11 home runs for Mickey. He missed the first week of the season with the hand injury.
He said he only needs 10 at-bats to get ready in spring training.
Maybe he was exaggerating. Maybe he only needs like 3. 0-2 on Hunter. And that's strike 3. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Tyler Kinley. Mickey Moniak gets the Rockies within 2 with his second of the day.
The Rockies take on the Arizona Diamondbacks May 15th through the 17th right here in Coors Field. Bring your friends and families out for a great weekend series in downtown Denver. Visit Rockies.com/tickets for more details.
Jimmy Herget will handle the top of the 9th inning. Rockies down by 2.
First appearance in this series for Jimmy.
Ozzie Albies 2 for 3 and a walk. Two on Albies. 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Atlanta. 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Rockies. And that's foul. Some guys, I don't know if we compute this enough, Spilly. Some guys just have great hand-eye coordination. I mean, his body's moving every which direction, but he's been a tremendous offensive player for a number of years.
Well, that's why I like watching him play, because you see him create so much power. His head doesn't move as much as you think.
One of those great players from Curacao.
Every other home in Curacao features a big leaguer or a future big leaguer.
Including one Hall of Famer going in this year.
Andrew Jones. 2-2. Just missed. 3-2. Rockies again are out of challenges. And it was a ball. Oh, buddy Bam Bam. He has a great hitting facility there in Curacao. And that's ball 4. So Jimmy walks Albies. Matt Olson, pair of doubles, strikeout and a walk. The 32-year-old pulls this one foul. Good looking pitch. One of the other reasons it made so much sense when it appeared that Freddie was probably going to move on to go get Matt Olson is that he's from the Atlanta area. Into right field. He's going to catch this. It's actually Tovar over there in right center.
And we can still, look at the comps between Matt Olson and Freddie Freeman. The games, more home runs from Matt. Freddie's got him in stolen bases, though. A little speedster.
Sneaky. Freddie's sneaky.
Yeah, that's tough. Which one would you rather have?
It's hard. It's great. and kind of underrated, if I may, the career of Matt Olson, it's still hard to not select Freddie Freeman. And maybe we're influenced by seeing him all the time and knowing that he keeps collecting trophies. Riley pops this one up. Billy, is this a tough sky to catch the baseball?
No, these are fine. Like you don't mind a heavy cloud cover. You just don't like the twilight. Twilight's where you lose it. Or if it's, you got the sun in your eyes, or if it's really bright.
Or if you're playing down at High Corbett in Tucson, as we talked about.
With the high sky, which always makes me laugh. The sky's always high.
Eli White. Well, I was referring more to the bleachers and the sun coming off the bleachers.
Yeah, I mean those metal bleachers, you sit on them and your under your legs get tan.
I just stopped peeling from
the burns.
Yeah, haven't been there since 2010. That's a base hit. And Albies will round second aggressively and then stop. I'll bring up Jonah Heim, who quietly has had a big impact on this game. He had a 2-run home run back in the second, and he also added a sac fly in the fifth. He's driven in 3 of the 8 runs.
And he only had 3 RBIs coming into the game, so he doubled that output.
Strike 1 on Heim. Just missed. Heim, an all-star in 23, also won a Gold Glove. He's a 3+ WAR player. He had 18 home runs, drove in 95 for Texas that year. One and two.
Left it out of high school.
He's a New York kid, Amherst High School. That's out of play. The Rockies in the bottom of the 9th inning will have Rumfield, Johnston, and Castro.
It'll be Robert Suarez.
You don't want to let the Braves tack on an extra run. You want to keep it right there, right here at 2. You're going to see some magic in the bottom of the 9th.
This ball pretty well hit right center field, and Johnston is going to have to field it off the barrier. It's going to score 2. Jonah Heim, a 5 RBI day. Those tack-on runs, those jugular runs.
And how many for him have come with 2 outs, too? That's what he did in the second. And it ties a career high with those 5 RBIs. It's 4th double this season.
Jorge Mateo at the plate. 0-1 on Mateo.
It's another multi-run inning, too, for Atlanta.
All their innings that they scored were multi.
So they have 57 multi-run innings this season, which leads baseball. The Yankees are second.
And 4 today.
Yeah.
I don't know, the Yankees probably had several today as well, because they won 11-3 at the stadium against Baltimore.
Yeah, they had 52 coming into the game.
This is going to drop potentially in shallow left. Right, it does, and Heim scores. Mateo with a bloop single, and it's a 3-run ninth inning, all with 2 outs. 11-6.
That's just unfortunate. You make a good pitch, you get a bad result out of it. Again, it's just putting the ball in play for Mateo.
One strike on Mike Yastrzemski. And runner takes off. There's not going to get him. Mateo with his 3rd stolen base.
That's interesting. He didn't even slide.
Tovar slapped the tag on him quick.
This goes in standing up. It was pretty close.
This is really unusual for Jimmy. You just never see him scuffle. This is playable in foul ground, I believe, for Rumfield, right in front of the Rockies dugout. That'll end the inning. 3 runs in the top of the 9th for Atlanta.
Rockies trail 11-6 as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Kelsey Wingert and Corey Sullivan getting you ready for the post-game show presented by UC Health. Rockies losing, but Mickey Moniak, what a year he's had in just a month.
Yeah, swinging the bat incredibly well. Talked about the value he has to the lineup. That's a big thing. We're going to need some heroes to come back from this one. Something possibly to talk about.
Hey, we've seen it before. We've seen Lodo magic, you guys. Never count it out here at 20th and Blake. We'll get it back to you guys.
All right, thanks very much. TJ Rumfield will lead it off against Robert Suarez. Suarez got the save on Friday night. And a good swing by TJ. TJ's got 3 hits, including a home run today. He's driven in a pair.
3rd game this year for TJ where he's had 3 hits.
The home run he hit was his 4th of the season. One of the things Paul DePodesta was talking about this morning as he assessed where the Rockies were through 5 weeks of baseball, 1 and 2, is that he said, you always play that, he didn't say this, I'm paraphrasing, the woulda, coulda, shoulda. In fact, there's been so many close games for the Rockies. You think down the opening 3 in Miami. This is tapped down to Suarez. Well, it'll be Heim who fields it and throws out TJ 1 out. But there've been games where if the Rockies could have closed it out, or if they could have added on, and it's not just always late, it's sometimes in the middle innings, that 2, 3, 4 ball games could have swung in their direction. And we were just talking about the fact that they haven't had the Lodo magic type of game just yet. But Atlanta, a more mature team and deeper right now, is an example of a team that just is relentless and never kind of takes the foot off the gas.
Right, and that's what the more veteran, the good teams do, and that's something that the Rockies need to learn. you know, how to do that, because it's a learned process.
And you get it. It's Billy. It's not as if you're going up when you have an early lead and you're throwing away at bats. It's not that. I think it's just more of that you know,
you just want to
focus,
drag people down. That's it. It's just the mentality of everybody in the lineup is going to move the baton, take a walk, hit behind a runner, sacrifice fly if that comes to you. I mean, that's how Atlanta's been scoring.
And it's got to continue even if you do have, you know, an early advantage.
And you will, on some clubs, have the veteran guys like, come on, you know, let's keep going here. You know, verbalize it.
And it's a must in this ballpark.
Yes.
1-2 on Troy. Johnston has been on 3 times. Single scored in the 5th, pair of walks, 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 7th. Former Padre Robert Suarez, 2-2 count on Johnston. This ball lined to the gap in right center field, cut off by Yastrzemski. Johnston is, oh my goodness, he was halfway to second and now he's out.
Can't happen, down by 5.
Yeah, he got halfway there, and Yastrzemski made such a good play getting to that baseball. He said, no, I can't make it out at second, and ultimately, unfortunately, the out came at first.
Shouldn't detract, though, from this swing. It was a good piece of hitting, being able to pull the hands in close to the body. But you got to know the situation. You got to know that you're down by 5. Your run doesn't mean anything. And then halfway there, you're like, oh, no. And you're in no man's land. And it's just an awful feeling when you're going back in that slide.
Yeah, he was not happy walking past.
And Willie Castro is going to throw out a knock.
Second hit today for Willie.
Brett Sullivan will come up. Tomo Sugano is going to open that series tomorrow night against the Mets. Mets have not announced a starter as of yet. Mets are still on the field with a 2-1 lead in Anaheim over the Angels.
They get 5-1 now. Vientos just hit a home run.
Sullivan, a strikeout, a walk, a sac bunt. Reached on a fielder's choice. This ball's loud to center field, but playable out there for Dubon. That'll end the ball game. The Braves have swept the Rockies. The Rockies had an early lead, but the Braves, with the best offense in baseball, they end up winning 11-6 this afternoon. Aaron Bummer gets the win. Kyle Freeland takes the loss. And Jonah Heim was the offensive star for Atlanta with a 5-ribby ball game. Once again, the final score 11-6. The Braves win it. The Rockies postgame show presented by UC Health coming up next in center field.